New Silverados are better than old Chevys in almost every measurable way. They are stronger, safer, quieter, more efficient, more comfortable, and loaded with technology old truck owners could not have imagined. And yet, plenty of Chevy people climb into a new Silverado and say the same thing: it does not feel like the old ones. That complaint is not only nostalgia, something real changed. The truck got better, but the feeling got different. The first difference is size. Old Chevys felt like trucks you could see out of, reach over, park easily enough, and understand from the driver's seat. New Silverados are bigger, taller, wider feeling, and more imposing. The hood is higher, the belt line is higher, the bedsides are higher, and the whole truck feels more like a command center than a simple pickup. That size gives buyers more cabin space, crash structure, presence, and comfort. But it also makes the truck feel less connected to the old Chevy formula. An older Silverado felt like a tool you wore. A new one can feel like a machine you operate. The second difference is technology. A modern Silverado has screens, cameras, sensors, drive modes, safety alerts, trailer apps, phone integration, software menus, and sometimes more settings than a household appliance. Some of it is genuinely useful. Trailer cameras, backup guidance, and safety features can make the truck easier to live with. But old Chevys were simple in a way owners miss. Key in, engine on, column shifter, basic gauges, physical controls, and go. There was less to learn and less to blame when something acted weird. The third difference is engine feel. Old Chevy V8s were not always powerful by modern standards, but they felt straightforward. The 5.3 Vortec had a simple personality. It started, idled, pulled, and kept going. New engines are more advanced. The Turbomax makes serious torque from a 4-cylinder. The 5.3 and 6.2 use cylinder deactivation systems. The 3.0 Duramax brings diesel torque and emissions equipment. The numbers are impressive. But the old feeling of a basic small block truck is harder to find when the engine is constantly managed for efficiency, emissions, and software logic. The fourth difference is price. Old Chevys felt attainable. You could buy one, use it hard, fix it yourself, and not feel like every scratch damaged your financial future. New Silverados can cost enough that owners treat them carefully, even when they bought them for work. That changes the relationship. A truck you are afraid to scratch will never feel like an old Chevy. Quick pause before we get into the emotional side of this. The data on this channel keeps showing that over 80% of people watching are not subscribed. If you have made it this far, you clearly care about the difference between real ownership feel and marketing. Hit subscribe so the next truck breakdown gets shown to you before your next test drive. The fifth difference is repairability. Old Chevys made owners feel involved. You could change plugs, replace sensors, swap a water pump, diagnose a fuel pump, or chase a misfire without feeling locked out. Modern Silverados can still be worked on, but the barrier feels higher. More modules, tighter packaging, direct injection, advanced transmissions, diesel emissions systems, and software all make the truck feel less driveway friendly. That does not mean old trucks were better. It means owners had a different relationship with them. They understood the machine. New trucks sometimes ask owners to trust systems they cannot see. The sixth difference is interior personality. Older Chevys had simple interiors that were not always beautiful, but they felt honest. New Silverados have improved screens, nicer materials in higher trims, better seats, and far more comfort. But some owners feel the cabin lost the simple Chevy warmth they remember. Part of that is because every modern truck is trying to be everything: family vehicle, work truck, tow rig, office, road trip machine, luxury product, and technology platform. The old Chevy did fewer things, which made its identity clearer. The seventh difference is sound and feedback. Old trucks gave owners more mechanical sensation. You heard the engine, felt the shifts, sensed the road, and knew when something changed. New trucks are quieter and smoother, which is objectively nicer, but emotionally more distant. Comfort can remove character. That is why an old Silverado with rattles and tire noise can feel more alive than a new one that does everything better. The eighth difference is owner expectation. People judged old Chevys as trucks. They judge new Silverados as expensive products. A squeak in an old truck is character. A squeak in a $70,000 truck is unacceptable. A basic interior in an old truck is normal. A plain interior in a new truck feels cheap. The price changed the standard. So when people say new Silverados do not feel like old Chevys, they are partly saying the old bargain changed. The old truck was simple, fixable, and familiar. The new one is capable, expensive, and complex. Now, the old trucks were not perfect. They rusted, they were less safe, transmissions failed, interiors wore out. Fuel economy was not amazing. They lacked modern towing tech and driver assistance. A new Silverado is objectively better for many owners, especially if you tow, travel, carry family, or want safety features. But better is not the same as familiar. Old Chevys felt like trucks built for people who expected to use them hard and fix them when needed. New Silverados feel like trucks built for buyers who need one vehicle to do everything while meeting modern regulations and comfort expectations. That is why the feeling changed. Chevy did not simply forget how to build old Chevys. The market moved, regulations moved, buyers moved, prices moved, and trucks became lifestyle machines as much as tools. If you want the old feeling, you probably want an old truck. If you want the capability, safety, and comfort of a new one, you have to accept that some of the old Chevy simplicity is gone. Another difference is that new Silverados are designed for a broader buyer. The old truck buyer may have wanted a pickup first and comfort second. The new buyer may want one vehicle that can commute, carry kids, tow a camper, handle bad weather, look good and feel modern inside. Chevy has to build for that wider audience, and the result naturally feels less focused. The old Chevy feeling was also tied to sound and simplicity. A basic V8, a familiar shift, a simple dash, and a truck that did not try to impress you created trust. New trucks impress constantly. Screens light up, alerts chime, cameras activate, drive modes appear, and the truck feels like it is always managing something. That may be helpful, but it changes the emotional temperature. There is also less tolerance now because prices are higher. Owners forgive old trucks because old trucks feel honest about being imperfect. A new Silverado with a high payment does not get that forgiveness. If the screen glitches, if the lifters tick, if the trim rattles, or if the transmission behaves oddly, the owner thinks about the price first. Expensive trucks do not get cheap truck patience. That is why nostalgia gets louder every year. It is not that old Chevys were objectively better. It is that their flaws match their price, purpose, and simplicity. New Silverados have to meet a much higher emotional standard because buyers are paying for more than a truck. They are paying for confidence. Another part of the feeling is that old Chevys had fewer layers between driver and machine. You could hear more, feel more, and sometimes smell more than you wanted, but that feedback made the truck feel honest. New trucks filter out noise and vibrations so well that some of the personality disappears with the discomfort. Chevy is not wrong for doing that. Buyers asked for quieter cabins, smoother rides, and better daily comfort. The more polished the Silverado becomes, the less it resembles the simple truck older owners built memories around. Comfort and character do not always move in the same direction. That is why some owners can admit the new truck is better while still missing the old one. They are not comparing numbers, they are comparing relationships. The old Chevy felt like something they understood. The new Silverado feels like something they operate. The old Chevy feeling also came from emotional permission. Owners felt allowed to use the truck hard because it was built and priced like a truck. New Silverados are capable, but their cost makes owners hesitate. That hesitation changes the relationship before the first scratch. A truck that asks to be protected will never feel exactly like one that asks to be used. New Silverados do not feel like old Chevys because they are not trying to be old Chevys anymore. They are trying to be everything at once. And sometimes, when a truck becomes everything, it loses the one simple thing people remember most.